For the consent agenda.
Moderator, Mayor 494 with a slightly different hat being worn now. I have the pleasure to report for the first time as the Procedure Committee and bring to Commissioners' attention a number of items. The first is that of the consent agenda. The Assembly Business Committee has been looking at the reporting cycle at the Assembly, and this year we are looking to bring a consent agenda. The idea is that if the Assembly so agrees, certain reports may be taken as read and their proposed deliverance will be agreed by the Assembly without being heard in debate. However, Commissioners will be able to intervene and direct that a report should be heard and debated in the normal way. The proposal is that for this year, the following standing committee reports will be subject to this process: the delegation of the General Assembly, the Chalmers Lectureship Trust, and the Church Hymnary Trustees. All of these standing committees have been consulted on the consent agenda process and have agreed to be so treated. However, as I said, Commissioners can countermand this. The way to achieve this will be to email pcoffice@churchofscotland.org.uk, making a request to that effect and naming the committees which you propose be heard and debated by the Assembly in the normal way. Such an email will require to be received by us by 12 noon on the second business day of the Assembly, which in this case is 12 noon on Monday, the 19th of May. We have decided that for each report will need to be so requested by at least 5 Commissioners. So if such an email is received in respect of any given report from at least 5 Commissioners, the reports in question will be scheduled to be heard and debated, and the order of business will be adjusted accordingly. If no such email is received, then the proposed deliverance will be taken as agreed to by the Assembly. At 2 p.m. on Monday, as convener of the Procedure Committee, I will confirm which reports have been agreed via the consent agenda process and which reports will be heard and debated in the normal way. The Assembly paper is available on the Church of Scotland website. This is where Commissioners will find worship, the minutes of proceedings, and any intimations for the week. I recommend the document to all Commissioners for useful information through the course of the week. This year, as the Business Committee, we have provided time slots for most of the trustee bodies and committees of the Church who report to the General Assembly to be present in the Martin Hall. 3 bodies were available over the lunch prior to their reports, and during this afternoon's circulation break, representatives from the Faith Action Leadership Team and the Theological Forum, who will be presenting the report on assisted dying, and the Ecumenical Relations Committee will be available. We encourage you to use your mobile phone or device to register to speak or to engage in the Assembly, read the reports, and use the hub. However, please make sure your phone is on silent. It is respectful to those around you, those presenting reports, and does not interfere with our business when they go off. Tonight, Christian Aid will be holding a service of thanksgiving to mark their 80th anniversary in St Giles Cathedral at 7 p.m. All are very welcome to attend. There's no booking necessary, so just turn up and go along to that. The Assembly service will take place tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock in the High Kirk of St Giles on the Royal Mile. Please be seated in good time, and the service will be live streamed for those online. The Rainey Hall is open from 8 o'clock every day of the Assembly bar tomorrow for hot drinks and light refreshments. Lunch will also be available. Please make use of the signs directing the one-way system. We are aware that over the course of the Assembly, we will touch on subjects that can hold deep personal resonance. As these issues are raised and discussed, if you feel that you would like to talk to someone about them, we have a pastoral care team with us for the duration of this event. Today, the pastoral care team is made up by the Reverend Dr. Louise McClements and the Reverend Dr. Connor Fagan, whose pictures are appearing on the screen. Please make use of them should you need them. They are based in the row of seats just behind this bank of chairs and can be found there. But if you would like to speak to them and cannot find them, please ask at the Assembly office and we'll arrange for a mutually convenient time to do so. If you are online, please email PC Office and we can also arrange a meeting that way. We also have safeguarding cover throughout the duration of the Assembly. And if you have any safeguarding concern throughout this time together, then please raise those issues with myself or the Principal Clerk, and we'll deal with that sensitively and appropriately. Under the newly numbered and arranged Standing Order 12, the Assembly Business Committee have made provision for the Sacrament of Communion to take place in the hall on Monday at 9:15. Those online are invited to participate in this act and to have elements of bread and wine available to hand. For those who participate in the hall, the wine served is in individual glasses and is non-alcoholic. The bread will be gluten-free. Please note that we will not be serving either the South Gallery or the West Gallery to make sure that we don't have too much wastage. So I encourage you on Monday morning to make your way down and find a seat here. We will be serving in the public gallery. For those who are communion servers, there will be a rehearsal 30 minutes after the close of business today. That's enabled us to set up the table and get everything ready for you. Throughout the course of our assembly, we have signers with us to ensure that the assembly is accessible to all. Please be mindful of where they are and avoid cutting in front if you need to get across the hall. To do so interrupts the live translation and can make sure that people don't follow exactly what is happening. Finally, commissioners are invited to nominate other commissioners to serve on the selection committee. A nomination form has been sent to everyone in advance, and this must be received back by 12 o'clock on Monday, the 19th of May. I would ask all commissioners to note that as the selection committee can meet at short notice, must have a private space in which to deliberate, and because of the technical requirements to convert spaces into hybrid meeting rooms, only those who are attending the General Assembly in person will be eligible for nomination. Moderator, I present the report of the Procedure Committee and I seek approval to trial the consent agenda in the manner so prescribed.
There is actually no deliverance. I think these were all intimations rather than... So thank you very much to the convener. An awful lot of information there, but really just for information, intimation to the General Assembly.